Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the Envisage Growth Podcast, chickens. I don't know why I said chickens. I think it's because it's like a term of endearment for me. When I love somebody, I call them chicken, which is super strange, but there you have it. So, before we begin today's episode, I wanted to let you guys know that I have been working like crazy on the back end of the business lately. And I've honestly had like a complete revamp. While fitness and nutrition is still such an important part of the foundation needed to create your dream life, live authentically and in your truth, while loving unconditionally and honoring your body, it is quite literally just part of the foundation. It is so important that we're working on the foundation in its entirety to hold our homes together, up and healthy. Our homes being our bodies. So, be sure to check the information in the description for challenges that I currently have available, as well as how to apply for my intuitive life coaching program, the Envisage Growth Academy. Without further ado, let's get into today's episode. Alrighty, so today I wanted to talk about the importance of visualizing your goals. I cannot stress this enough. I have so many people ask me, okay, T, like I know what I have to do, but like how do I just make it happen? How do I make this life, this dream life, a reality? Because I have these dreams and I'm like, wow, I'd love that. Wow, I'd love this. And I see these things on social media and I find myself like comparing to other people's lives because I'm like, wow, I want that. I want that. I want that. But, how do I actually achieve that? Let me tell y'all. Visualizing your dreams, visualizing your life, visualizing your goals is legitimately your superpower. It's a superpower that every single human has the ability to do. Now, are some people going to have to do it differently? Yes, I will get into that a little bit further into the episode because, for example, Hunter and I have to do envisioning super, super different, but we both do it, and that's the importance, okay? So, honestly, visualizing has kind of become like a trend lately. I feel like a lot of people do it. And I mean, you can tell who's doing it and who's not because I personally feel like it is like one of the key steps to actually achieving your goals in life. So, if you start visualizing your goals, it's going to increase the likelihood of reaching those goals because it's going to teach your brain, your subconscious. I'm going to keep going back to that subconscious in multiple episodes. It's going to teach your brain to recognize what it wants and what it needs, what resources, what it needs to get those goals. It'll also help create motivation. It's going to make you do the work on the back end to achieve those goals and dreams. It's also going to promote positive thinking. Like people underestimate the power of positive thinking. And I'm not saying like, oh, you're having a shitty day and be like, I'm having a good day. I'm having a good day. I'm having a good day. No. I'm having a shitty day, but that doesn't mean I'm having a shitty moment today, but that does not mean it has to be a shitty day. That's the difference. But when I say positive thinking, I'm saying it's going to keep you kind of upbeat and uplifted and excited. It's going to keep you on track to be successful in the long run, whatever success means to you. So, to start visualizing your goals, and I'm going to record for you guys basically envisioning your best life, what I use for my basic visualization on a daily or weekly basis. Now, I envision my best life daily. And I would recommend doing it daily if you want. Sometimes I'll do like my shorter manifestations or my shorter goals on a daily basis. And then I will do my larger like life goal on a weekly basis. And it's totally up to you. So, what you need to do is basically just find a quiet space where you can sit and be at peace, like uninterrupted space. And like mamas, I know it's going to be difficult, but I always have to do it when Ray's asleep. So I either wake up early and do it in the morning or do it in the nighttime. I pretty much do it twice a day. I'm definitely lying right now. I do it twice a day, but it's always while Ray's asleep. The morning's always a quicker one and the nighttime's a longer one. But just get super comfortable and let your imagination get to work. Now, I personally am a super, super vivid imagination person. I have a very overactive imagination. I always have. And I think it's like one of the coolest things about myself personally. But Hunter, on the other hand, he does have a very vivid imagination, but he has a hard time grasping something that he hasn't physically seen yet. So I can create in my mind. I just let my imagination run wild and run rampant, and it kind of tells me, like, this is what we want. And I'm like, oh shit, that's what we want. All right. Hunter, on the other hand, has to create basically like a lookbook, or he has to see other people that are achieving something or see something to be able to envision it. Now, I basically envisioned our dream home from my imagination. I just literally sat down one day and I started envisioning what it's like to wake up in my bed. And then from that moment, I was like, wow, this is me waking up in my bed. Like, and the room just started to fill itself in, the bathroom, the balcony, everything just started to fill itself in. All the little small details worked themselves in. Hunter, on the other hand, has to look at pictures of what he envisions his dream home to be. So he finds pictures and designs of things that he wants his dream home to have. And he'll just have to look at those things before doing his envisioning or visualizing your goals. Before doing envisioning your best life, he has to look at pictures of those things. The other thing is he has to see something that's achievable. So for example, I can literally envision my best life or my best career with my imagination. He has to find somebody who lives a life he wants to live, or finds, or at least some of the things he wants to do, or lives some of the things he wants to live, or has a business in a field that is extremely successful in a field that he wants to work in, and he utilizes that bits and pieces of different people's lives to envision his best life. And that is totally fine if you are like that. I would highly recommend making like a Pinterest board where, or you can do a vision board too. A lot of people like vision boards, but if you're going to do your visualization first thing in the morning, or even like right before bed, if you make a Pinterest board, and you have to be super disciplined so that you're not scrolling on all these other things, you just make a Pinterest board and you go straight to that Pinterest board and kind of just scroll through it. Make it like a lookbook of what you want your life to look like, and what what achieving those goals looks like to you. And there's no like right or wrong answer. There's no right or wrong way to do this. There's no right or wrong answer. It's literally what works for you, what you want in life. It is, you are the creator, you are the author, and the pen is in your hands. So for me, I'm super creative right when I wake up, and I'm really creative right before bed. And this is when it's the easiest for me to visualize things. I'm creative like from I want to create 1 million things for the business, or I have a million ideas, or I have 400 things I want to talk to you guys about right after workouts. But as far as visualization goes, my imagination is the most active first thing in the morning or right before bed. So that's why I do it at both times. I utilize the nighttime one as a way to ground myself and bring myself down and say, I visualize my best life, and I'm like, okay, and now you need to sleep, you need to rest, because you need to have energy to show up strong for yourself, for your son, for your husband, for your clients, for your business. Like, you need this rest to be able to show up as your best self tomorrow. And that's the way to calm myself down before bed and kind of ground myself through visualizing my goals and saying, you need this rest to be the best version of yourself. You need sleep. So the big thing is if you can keep minimal noise, make sure there is no noise, no interruptions if you can. The reason I do mine when I do them too, not only is it the most creative time for my imagination, it is quite literally, probably the only time of the day that I am not going to be interrupted by somebody, whether it be Hunter, the dogs, or Ray. Also, noises outside. It gets a little bit noisier during the day, obviously, than first thing in the morning when I wake up, or really late when I go to bed. So whatever that goal is, you can envision it. Like I said, there's nothing too big or too small. And when you're envisioning, you want to envision it as if you've already achieved it. So I want you to envision what it looks like and then feel all the freaking feels. Now, if you struggle to do this, you can listen to the guided version that I have created. And that will help you kind of start the process until you get comfortable with doing it on your own. But I want you to literally envision it and feel it. Like if you're envisioning, for example, the how, like, your perfect day. What does the sun on your skin? Is it sunny? Is it rainy? What does the air feel like? What does it smell like? Use your senses to the best of your ability. Now, like I was telling you guys, like the details filled themselves in for me. When I first started, I had to focus on what I could see, what I could smell, what I could hear, what I could taste. And that was how they started to kind of fill themselves in regards to the details. But I would just start there. Like I said, there's no right or wrong way. Just start it and just start doing it and it'll start to fill itself in. There's literally science behind people who visualize and use visualization and their success rate in achieving their goals. So our brains are wired literally to, so if we see something, our brains are wired to interpret it as real life. So if you envision yourself, let's say, doing some jump squats, right? The neurons in your brain are going to receive an impulse that's going to tell them, okay, let's perform this movement. Let's do a jump squat. And then it'll create a neural pathway. And that's what's going to tell your body to act as if you've just imagined it, right? So if you visualize yourself doing things on that perfect day, right? I get up, I go to, I get up, I do my workout, I come into my kitchen, I on the way in, I drink some water. I go upstairs. I take a shower. I walk out of my shower into my walk in closet and I get dressed. And then I do my hair, brush my teeth, wash my face. I go downstairs. I have a green smoothie, like whatever that looks like. Your brain is now going to create new neural pathways that tell your bodies to act as if you've just imagined, right? So, as it creates those pathways, it's going to create memories of how to act, even though you've never actually performed the action. Now, the more often and more you visualize it, the better you're going to get at perfecting not just your visualization, but also the mental, like the mental aspect of whatever you're visualizing, as well as the physical aspect, so performance of it. Now, you're not going to just like, okay, today I'm going to visualize and like, bam, my life is going to change tomorrow. Like, it's going to take time and you might not be very good at it the first couple of times you do it. And that is okay. Like, that's totally freaking normal. It took me, I've literally been doing visualization now for 3.5 years, and I am still, some days are easier than others. Nighttime is always the easiest for me. It's just very fluid for me, and mornings sometimes are harder. The big thing is trying to experience all of your senses. So utilizing all of your senses to make your goal and your visualization more real. So senses, touch, things you can touch, smell, taste, feel, anything, hear. Make sure that you're doing that. And then as you continue, so the more times you do it, every time you do it, you want to focus on more detail. And this is what I was telling you guys, how mine kind of just filled itself in. You want to try and focus on the details. You want to get very, very, very freaking specific. So the universe, as well as our brains, love for us to be specific. They want to know exactly what the freak you want. Also, your mind wants to know exactly what the freak you want, okay? So it's not going to happen right away, but work your way up to being very specific in the details. So when I first started my visualization, I would wake up, I would open my eyes looking at the ceiling, and I'd be able to see just like the bedpost and like look to my left, and Hunter would be laying in bed, and I could see a patio or a balcony that we had off of the master bedroom. But I couldn't see anything further than that in the bedroom, even though the bedroom was like 3 times the length. I couldn't see anything more into the bedroom. All I could see was the floor and my slippers, right? So then I'd grab my bathrobe, put my bathrobe on, and walk into the bathroom. When I got into the bathroom, I could see the sink and I could see the shower space, but I couldn't see any other detail, okay? But as I started to do this more, I would recognize, okay, the color of the bed, the color of the bed sheets, the color of the curtain that was over the door to the patio, to the balcony. I'm sorry, I don't know why I keep saying patio because we have a patio now, to the balcony. And then I started to see further down the bedroom. Then everything just started to become clearer and clearer and clearer. You know, the bathroom, all of the detail. I got to see what kind of countertops we had, what kind of flooring we had. I could feel the cold floor on my feet, which my husband, by the way, guys, would never allow because he wants like thermal heating or something in the floor. So the floors are never cold. But for me, I could experience because our flooring in the bathroom was is marble. It's colder to the touch. And like being here in Texas, it's very freaking hot, but when you have tile or any type of flooring that's not carpet, it keeps the house a lot cooler. So in my visualization, I could feel the cold on my feet. Now, according to Hunter with his geothermal, it won't happen, but we'll see. Because to me, it'll probably still be cooler than my feet coming out of the bed sheets. So, like I said, minimize your just blah, 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 blah. Minimize your distractions. Don't give up. Keep trying, and make sure you add detail every time. If you can add just even a bit of detail every time you do it, that would be good. So keep doing it, keep trying it. Let me know how you guys feel about it. Let me know how you guys do. If you guys struggle and you want some more tips, let me know because I can basically give you guys a rundown of the way I set up my entire room. Because when I do my visualization, especially at night, there are a lot of things that I set up to kind of change the mood or the mode of the room, like including incense and candles and, you know, taking a couple deep breaths and all this stuff. So, and then improving my focus and doing other like sensory activities to really put myself in a space that I can focus on my visualization and not be interrupted, even by my own passing thoughts. So I want you guys to keep me posted. Tell me what you need, how I can help you guys. I hope that this was a informative podcast episode for you, and stay tuned for the envisioning your best life meditation or guided visualization. And I'm super pumped to hear how this goes for you guys. And I love you all. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will chat with you guys later.